The full bottle. Hopefully you're still calling to get yours. And, you know, I reference Andrew Lessman because, you know, he has a solar-powered factory that makes his vitamins. Well, you know what? Can't guarantee that you're gonna use this to make vitamins, but you can create your own little power factory. You have to wrap your brain around. Okay, just stop for a moment. Think about a generator. Think about what you think about with a generator. You think about gas, you think about oil, you think about maintenance, you think about cost. You also think about inconvenience because you have to run these long cords because they have these dangerous outgassings. You're not supposed to use them indoors. And actually, that's no joking matter because, you know, lives have been lost when people don't realize that they have to, you know, keep it in a well-ventilated area. This is not that. It is from our #1 name, and in my own opinion, the #1 name when it comes to what I call these personal portable power factories. Now, this is the most power for the price that I have ever offered. And what is it? It is Ecoflow. It's from that Delta family of products that we're so proud to have here at HSN. And I don't care whether it's hurricane preparedness or just an entertainment emergency where you want to power up the television, the router, you know, the TV, or whether it's for a personal emergency, and that could be trying to keep cool with a fan, could be trying to keep warm with a space heater, or could be, of course, plugging in, you know, your little refrigerator and, you know, mini refrigerator and or refrigerator and making sure that medications are at the temperature that they need to be. Actually, since I lost power in my master bedroom last night, I'm not quite sure how that happened. I might be buying this just so that I can plug in my alarm clock. So there's so much to consider, not the least of which it's a great, great price. And my friend Justin is back. And, you know, Justin, we always love it. It was great to see you in person the other week. But the big thing, I think, for a lot of us out there is this is one less thing that we have to worry about. We don't have to worry about the wind, the storm, I mean, whatever life throws your way, this is one less thing that I have to worry about in a safe, smart, and by the way, powerful footprint. You were telling me what, it's been a couple of years since we've had this one on the air? Like, where has this been? I don't remember seeing it for a while.
Well, because we've been doing so many of the larger, you know, in the Delta line. And so I think it was really nice that we've kind of given this a little bit of a rest because this is the river line. And so kind of just to give you an idea, the Delta is the more powerful, but also the larger and heavier one. So for instance, the Delta Pro is 100 pounds. This is the river in the river line. This is the River Pro. This weighs only 15 pounds. So the larger ones are great, but we call those really true home power. But maybe 100 pounds isn't something that you're wanting to think about managing. This weighs roughly about 15 pounds, and it's the most powerful of the river line. This is the River Pro. But here's the really cool part about this. This is 720 watt hours. You still can go ahead and double the power with the additional battery. But you said it. It's a great form factor. And that's one of the reasons why we've kind of been really excited about bringing it back is because if you're wanting something that's more portable, something that you can carry around from room to room, or like you said, just to take outside, just to be able to go and have those fun moments with it, this is going to be great because this is going to power up 80% of your home appliances. You're going to be able to plug in your refrigerator, your phone, your lights, and all of that. But I want to bring you in here because it's simple and easy to use. You were talking about the outgassing. This is solar generator. This is electric. Just one touch of a button to turn the unit on. I don't have to worry about how much gas do I have? How much oil do I have? Do I live in a home? Can I even run a gas generator? Can I even store gasoline? All of the information is right here. It's going to show you how much power you've got, how much time you've got left with how much things that you've got plugged in. And speaking of things that you can plug in, you've got all of the USB ports in the very front here. Now, here's really the cool part. You get a 100-watt USB-C port. For any of you who have newer electronics, that's going to charge your appliances or your electronics even faster. You've got 2 USBs, and then you also have a fast-charging USB right here as well. So you'll be able to charge all of your small electronics, in fact, even a phone, nearly, I believe, 80 times right here with your River Pro. You also have DC power, which is huge because this is where you're going to be able to have more efficient power. But if you want to plug in the big stuff, that's why we've got 3 different 3-prong outlets right here on the side where you're going to be plugging in your refrigerators and stuff like that. And speaking of plugging in your refrigerator, why don't we do that right now? So, Shannon, we're sitting here all of a sudden, you know, we think everything's good, and then boom, the lights go out. What do? Okay, grab your River Pro. Again, 15 pounds. We'll come over here. I've got my refrigerator plugged right here into the wall. I just want to show you power's off. And then I'm just going to go ahead and simply plug it directly here into my River Pro. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to have light and power to our refrigerator.
Oh,
Now,
wait,
I want to
wait,
bring you
wait,
back
wait.
because
It will do a full-size refrigerator?
we'll do your full-size refrigerator. You can do a small refrigerator, mini refrigerator. If you live in some of those, smaller apartments, you can do that. This is a full-size refrigerator. So whether it's your
Wow.
full-size refrigerator, it's your phones, your drones, and some of your high wattage appliances as well. So these outlets are 600-watt outlets. We have something that's called X Boost technology that can actually boost that up to 1,800 watts. But this is the other part. So we talk about solar generator, and you talked about even that medicine and vitamins with Andrew Lessman. Maybe it's probiotics that need to stay cool. We talked about all the food that could possibly be inside of your refrigerator. We obviously spent a lot of money to have that, but it could be medicine like insulin. My sister's type 1 diabetic. We need to make sure that that refrigerator stays powered, but how long is the big question, right? We're always guessing. There's no guessing involved. So I want to bring you back over here, and it's going to show me right now, since this is a very efficient refrigerator, as long as I keep it closed and don't open it very often, that compressor is not going to kick in. So it's showing me roughly about 99 hours. Obviously, it's not going to run for 100 hours, but you can be able to run your refrigerator for roughly about 5 to 6 hours. Now, if you want it to run a little bit longer, Shannon, here's the cool part. I talked about it in the very beginning of the presentation. You can double that power and then go from roughly 6 hours to 12 hours with your refrigerator. You can take this and plug in your television. I've been schwitzing all day, Shannon, because we're running around. We've got Operation Declutter going on. I've been outside in the yard. I'm not even kidding. My girlfriend behind the camera, she's smiling right now. Operation Declutter, okay? We brought it out and had the fan outside. With our TV right now, press my power button. I've got 20 hours on a full-size 55-inch television, and we're doing it safely indoors without having to worry about carbon monoxide. So if you're thinking about having that backup power, or maybe you've picked up any of those larger Deltas that we have, the Delta line from Ecoflow, this is a great companion because it's lightweight and it'll travel with you. And then when you want to recharge it, 3 different ways. The fastest recharge rate in the whole industry. So I know we kind of tiptoe around saying it's the best, Shannon. I think you and I can be considered biased. Best and fastest in the industry when it comes to recharge rate when you plug it into the wall, 0 to 80% in an hour. With your solar panel, if you have 210-watt solar panels, in roughly about 5 hours. And then, unlike a lot of the competition, you would think that this would be standard, you can actually, with the DC cable that we've got included, bring this to your vehicle and recharge it that way as well.
Love it. Hey, Jared, can we show that solar panel? And I'll just, Justin, here's the thing. Do you know what? I literally just bought this because we've got fewer than 2,000. I don't know if they can load anymore or not. If you want to recharge with the energy of the sun, then here's the solar panel. They added that to my show for me and for you. Now, as always, we have only a handful of the solar panels. I'll just tell you that there are 100 solar panels and that's it. I do a lot of shows with Justin. I love working with Justin. I've sold a lot of different, Ecoflows, Deltas, Rivers. I've sold them all. This is the one I just got. And I know, in fact, it was so funny because I didn't even think of this until we were on the air, Justin. I must have had like a lightning strike at or very close to whatever, power intake into my home or whatever. I've completely lost power in my bedroom. And as you know, there are certain medications that I rely on that I do keep refrigerated upstairs. Right now I've got them in my master bath, but my mom's gonna kill me. I've got extension cords running all over my house just to try to, power up things in my bedroom. Now listen, it's a situation that I have to address, but at this point, I'm gonna have power. I'm gonna have power in my bedroom, I'm gonna have power in my bath, I'm gonna have power in my garage, I'm gonna have power for my refrigerator, I'm gonna have power. That's the whole thing. You're going to have power. And you're gonna have power forever. Because remember, you can charge this ad infinitum. And at this price, here's the reason I don't have this one yet. Price. We have sold, it's been a couple years, but the last time I had this on the air, and Justin, I know I said this because it's everything's flooding back to me. I kept saying it's the Goldilocks, the Goldilocks, the Goldilocks, because the one that I have is it's the baby, and it's great for like emergency things and like if I'm plugging in a little fan or whatever. But I need a little power station. We do not get this in stock. And when we did, the last time that Justin and I sold this, it was almost $200 more. This is $170 off right now, right here. Oh, by the way, it also has 12-month VIP financing. So that makes it $39 on your credit card. or I'm sorry, on your HSN card. And those are interest-free payments. You can also apply and buy. But the format, the form factor, frankly, this is not that much bigger than my toaster. My toaster, and I'm not talking toaster oven, it's smaller than my toaster oven. I'm talking about my toaster that I put my bagels and my Eggos in. I mean, I know it sounds crazy to say that, but it is. It's not much larger than a toaster. And I'm just telling you, if it'll do a full-size refrigerator, it's gonna help you do what you need to do. Now, Justin, here's what's interesting about this. While yes, we talk about glamping, we talk about camping, we talk about hurricane preparedness, we talk about an uninterruptible power supply. Yes, I do have to have an electrician come out and find out what's going on in my master bedroom, but I gotta be honest, even when and if they do fix whatever's going on from that lightning strike, my outlets still are not in a convenient spot in terms of where my bed is located. And I think I've told you the story. It looks like a crazy person lives in my house, because I do. I've got electrical cords and USB this, trying to create this transom or this, transit station to be able to plug in stuff next to my bed, and it's ridiculous. Now I got a power station. I got a power station at my easy chair. I got a power station at my recliner. I got a power station by my bed. I got a power station, in a hospital. Is somebody recovering from a surgery? I mean, whatever it might be, you can tell how excited I am about this, but no kidding, you can check my customer account. I ordered mine right now. Now, I did not use the VIP financing, but since it's almost $200 off, I got mine today because we have about 1,500 only, and that is it. I have no idea if they're gonna be able to reorder or manage the inventory. All I know is I've got one, and I've got one for you right now. I did the FlexPay, which I use my debit cards for my FlexPay, which if that helps you out, I mean, because at this point I try to keep my credit cards down and don't really have any credit cards anymore. But so I can use my debit card. You can use your PayPal, your Apple Pay, so you can really kind of pay as you go. Justin, it's so funny because when we were texting back and forth, I did not have my light bulb moment on this until we just started this presentation. I'm like, oh wait, I remember this one now. It has taken us so long to get back. And did you see that lovely model in that videotape carrying that? I love all
I thought
rivers.
That was you.
Yeah. See, you're such an officer and a gentleman. But I guess my whole point is we have other ones that are smaller that don't do this. We have other ones that are bigger that frankly for me would be, would be more effort for me to move around my home or move upstairs or move downstairs. Oh, come on. This is going to the beach. This is going to the ballpark. This is going to my bedroom where I ain't got no power. I mean, this is going on the balcony. This is going by the barbecue. It's mind-blowing to me. In this profile, I get this power. Are you not blown away by this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was funny because it's been so long, and then we've done so many of the larger ones. So when we kind of were thinking about bringing back the River Pro, I was going back and reading about it just to re-educate myself, and I was like, holy cow, when you read the reviews, of course, just Ecoflow is a brand highly popular in this whole entire category of solar generators, power stations. And then, you start watching some of them and what they have to say about it, and just the recharge rate, the amount of power that you get in the form factor is one of the biggest things. And frankly, I think like you and I are saying is the best thing about this is that when you look at other brands, you start to kind of shop around. It's not just the design of ours that is, just head and shoulders better. It's the amount of power that we give you in this size, roughly about 15 pounds, 720 watt hours. We give you the ability, unlike the competitors, to go ahead and double that power with the River Pro extra battery if you want to do that as well. And then you've got 1,440 watt hours. Now you can double the time on everything that you've got plugged in. So what might that be? For instance, I've got my CPAP machine. You were saying all the different ways that we can use this, right? Maybe the CPAP machine is out at the campground. Maybe you're not thinking about going camping or glamping, but now you've got no power and it feels like you're camping inside because all of a sudden it goes from 75 degrees in the house to 100 degrees inside the house. Remember, with nothing you have to worry about and safe to use inside of your home, you can have this right by your bed and be using it every single day. So you've got your CPAP machine plugged into your Ecoflow Delta Pro, which I've got turned on right now. I'm just going to hit that button. Right now it's saying roughly about 25 hours at about 466. Okay, so it's kind of starting to roll. It's starting to kind of go up in the wattage, but I can see all of that. There's no guessing. And why was I talking about how you can use it every single day? You mentioned uninterrupted power source. this can act like an emergency power source. So in 20 milliseconds, if you got your Delta Pro plugged into the wall and your CPAP machine plugged into your I'm saying Delta Pro, your River Pro, okay, when you lose power, it'll kick on in 20 milliseconds and continue to power up your CPAP machine. And so how long? We're looking at roughly about 17, 15 hours with your CPAP machine. So medical devices. I'm just going to go ahead and turn my CPAP machine off really quickly. I'm going to start plugging in all of the other little things that are absolute necessities that we don't think about until we don't have them anymore, like light or a fan. So I'm just going to plug that in. And again, remember, no guessing involved. If you want to take this fan out to the park, maybe the grandkids or the kids have a soccer game or a baseball game, and it's summertime and it still feels like it's 90 degrees out, you're going to want a fan right by you. And guess what? Everybody's going to want to start to congregate around you. But this brings me back to the fact that it's only 15 pounds, that you're going to be able to run all of these things, a light and a fan, anywhere in your home. And you said all of the different ways that we can use it, but ultimately, anywhere you want to use it is the key, because whether you're in an apartment, you're in a condo, and you can't own a gas generator, we've always been waiting for how do we keep power in our home when we do lose power, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we lose power. What do? That's why Ecoflow has been so popular, whether it's for your medical devices, whether it's for the creature comforts of a fan and a light, or all of our larger appliances, like even our refrigerator, which I'll do again. I've got it plugged into the wall. I'll just simulate like losing power. I'm going to unplug it and then just plug it right here. And think about what I'm not doing. I'm not having to run to the gas station. I'm not having to run to the garage. I don't have to wheel a 70-pound gas generator and then have to keep it 20 feet away from my home and then run cables into my house. I just plugged it in. One touch of a button, we're off and running. Life seems like it's back to normal. And that's the thing that is just so popular with this, Shannon. It's simple and easy to use, and it's safe to use.
It is. Hey, Jared, what do we have? Only about 1,500 of these, give or take? Okay, so I don't know if we will be able to put more into inventory. All I know is I reserve mine now because it's almost $200 off what we used to sell it for. That's the only reason I don't have this one. I have one of the real little itty bitty baby ones, which is great for, so that I've got something for emergencies, but I'm upgrading to this. Most powerful in this profile that I have certainly ever sold. And remember, it's your own little power factory because you can plug it back into the wall in order to recharge it. You can plug it into your car in order to recharge it. Hey, Justin, sadly, we don't have a real good summary in my cards of the ports. Can I kind of turn this around? Can you give me just a little tour? And I know you're gonna walk around. I'm gonna cut to the chase. Is this the port for charging it? Is that what this is on this side?
That's correct, right?
Okay.
So that's where you're gonna plug it into the wall, and keep in mind, fastest recharge rate in the industry when you plug this into the AC outlet. That little button right there is just in case it's got its own circuit breaker. So if you were to overload it, you don't have to worry about it. The little round button in the middle. So if you were to overload it, it's got its own circuit breaker. You turn the unit back on, you pop that circuit breaker, and you're off and going. And then that little yellow input right there is where you're going to connect your solar panel. And we give you all of these cables included.
Nice. Okay, then let me turn it here. Oh, by the way, this is going to be so easy for me to lift. I mean, well, let me just tell you this. The bag that I carry on the set weighs more than this. Everybody can attest to that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, people are always like, oh, you work out. No, I just carry in my stuff to work.
Carry a really heavy bag.
Yeah, and then some, times 2, times 5, times infinity. Okay, so these are not only USB ports, but I think you said they are faster charging USB ports?
That's correct. So on the very front, you're going to see those USB ports. And so you're going to have a USB-C, 2 USB-As, or in fact, 3 USB-As. And that blue one right there is going to say fast charge. That's going to charge it 3 times faster in that one. So it tells you right there. The USB-C, though, that's very interesting. It's a 100-watt USB-C. So for your MacBooks, your MacBook Pros, your iPads, your iPhones, and then, yes, you've got even a little flashlight right there, too, that's got a regular flashlight. It's got SOS. It's got strobe, so perfect for going and camping and for emergency situations.
Okay.
And then on the side right there, that's where you're plugging in all of your other appliances. So we say we have 80% of your home appliances that you can plug in right there. And if you want to go ahead and plug in an extension cord or another one of those little power strips and have more outlets, you can do that as well. And just so you know, that little gray button that you see, Shannon, when you see that gray button, if you push it, that's what turns on the power to all of those outlets. So that way it's not running, and that way if you've got stuff plugged in and you don't want them to be powered up and running, you turn that off. So for instance, I've got these plugged in right here. I turn that button on and it turns the AC off. I turn that button on, it turns them back on. So So everything is made to be very, very simple. There's tons of videos. If you're curious to like learn a little bit more on how to use it, it's easy to use. Here's the really cool thing as well. There's Wi-Fi that's built into this unit. There's Wi-Fi built into this. Now, what does that mean? I can download an app to my phone, to my tablet, and I can remotely monitor all of the power that's running on my power station. So whether I'm plugging in my refrigerator and I want to see exactly how much power is, kind of being consumed, I can see all that. In fact, I can control the AC outlets, USB ports if I want to, too. I can even turn the light on from the app if I wanted to. So you have all the ability to monitor this not only from your app, but also from the unit itself and vice versa. And when you start to look around and shop around, one of the things that's going to stand out to you the most is not only just the style and design, but this display. Now, I want to bring you back to the display because I do want you to see all of the information that you need is literally right here at your fingertips. So with my light and my fan running right now, I've got 12 hours. It's also showing me amount of wattage that I'm using, roughly about 60 watts of power. So no guessing involved there, 95% power. It's calculating exactly how much time, 12 hours. That little flashing icon right here is my Wi-Fi. And I'll have you back up so I can show you again really quickly. Here's that app. So the app is literally going to show me everything that I'm seeing on my display except remotely. And in fact, I can go ahead and even turn on my flashlight right here from my app if I wanted to. So now my flashlight's going and it's strobing right there. It's got SOS. So all of the different controls, I just think that's super cool. And it just goes to show you the quality of the unit as well, Shannon. Wi-Fi built in. And the biggest thing when you start to look around that everybody loves, every tech reviewer, fastest recharge rate in the industry. Instead of a competitor that could take 7 hours, your River Pro is going to take 0 to 80% in roughly about an hour to charge up.
Well, just like Andrew Lessman Vitamins, in my own opinion, this company is head and shoulders above certainly anything that I've ever seen, especially if you've been to those specialty, camping or, outdoorsy stores. In my own opinion, nothing else like it. I can tell you, we've never had this price because it's been several years since Justin and I have had this on the air. And when we did, it was about $200 more and about $170 more. And what's weird to me about that is we know prices have gone nowhere but up, up, up. Now listen, I realize, and yeah, it's $170 off. So on the front end, even for me, listen, I have to be budget conscious and God knows I spend more than I need to, but I can't afford not to have this now. Certainly I need to resolve whatever power situation is going on in my home, whether it was a lightning strike or I still can't figure that situation out. But I know whether it's regard to medical devices or medications that I need to make sure are at proper temperature. I need this and I need this now. And all I know is we've got 1,500 of them. So I know I have this. I know you can get this now. It's on that VIP financing, making it $39.99 a month to get home. Remember, that's on your Q card, your Lily card, your HSN card. We got apply and buy. There's such a peace of mind to this. There's no downside to at least having it. And Justin, it's one thing that you and I say whenever we present these. It's like Murphy's Law. It's not when, it's not if, it's when you are going to lose power. That's number one. In many parts of the country, there are these planned brownouts or power outages. And actually that was happening even when I was home on my parents' farm. And my dad, and of course it happened when we were all trying to have dinner together. It's like, oh, yeah, well, that was convenient. So yes, every day, certainly life's